Alright guys, I want to make this video about rods for the upcoming season. These are the rods I'll be using for this upcoming season. I've grouped them together by length. I primarily have three main group of rods, 9-footers. It could be anywhere from right at 9 up to about 9.5. And 8-footers. I think I have most of my rods are in the 8-foot range, and then a couple of 7-footers that I'll be showing you guys. And these are just rods that I will be using on most of my trips. So any of these rods could see action this year. So let me go through and talk about each one of them individually and what I use them for, and hopefully it'll help you in your fishing. Okay, here we have the 9-footers. These are jig sticks that I use for surface irons, and so let me go through what they are. This is one of my favorite. I hardly use this anymore because I really don't throw a lot of the big irons. But this is a 90J mag, a CalStar GG 90J mag, and it's really stiff. You can see here I'm bending it against the couch here. It can throw in any of the big irons like the JRI 4 to the SATA 7X, and it works great. So if you guys have a chance to grab a 90J mag, definitely go for it. They're a little bit harder to find. Not too many people use them. The 90J is the one that everybody uses. That's really the prototypical Southern California jig stick. All right, next up is the Phoenix Axis. This one I use a lot. This is the Axis 909HJ. This one I use almost every fishing trip last summer. And I can cast the really small jigs like the Taddy A1. That's like about 1.5 ounces or so, all the way up to a 7X. That's about 3.5 ounces. So it's a really versatile rod, and I like it a lot. I like the action of this rod. It reminds me a lot of the CalStar 90J, but lighter, if you can imagine that. So give this rod a chance if you guys haven't used it, or is looking for a good jig stick, good all-around jig stick. This would be a great rod, and it's not that expensive either. Okay, next up, this one is really special. This is a first generation White Tiger 7X jig stick. They don't make them anymore. Even though they called it 7X, which is meant to cast the SATA 7X, it's a really light rod, and it really can't cast that jig. For me, it's perfect for the lighter jigs like the Taddy C's, Taddy A1s, and fish with 30-pound tests. It has an awesome action on it, and it can swing those lighter jigs out there a mile. So if you ever come across the first generation, they definitely pick it up. I don't really like the second generation too much, and haven't really used the third generation, which I'll talk about next. But this first generation is legit. And as you can see here on my rod, there is a tiger sticker here, White Tiger. Little backstory about this. I actually have this, ran across this picture, and I liked it. So I gave it to a friend of mine who's also into fishing and love these White Tiger blanks. And he's in the silk screening business, and he was able to transform the picture into silk screens, which we can then put on our rods. So now I see him all over the place on White Tiger rods because he's given it to a few of the rod builders. So if you guys ever see these White Tiger stickers on White Tiger rods, now you know where they came from. They're neat. I like them a lot. All right, so here's the third generation White Tiger 7X. As you can see, this is a factory wrap rod. It has the Seeker 7X sticker on it here, or the Seeker, the rod company. And it's really cool. I like the action of this rod a lot more than the second generation. And this rod is a lot stiffer than the first generation, which I just talked about. So this can definitely cast a 7-iron or a 7X jig, or any of the other bigger jigs, Taddy 45 or JRI 4, JRI 3, any of that. As you can see, I still have the tags on this because I haven't had a chance to use it, but I'm definitely going to use it this year. I'll take it out and finally put it to good use. And then the other jig stick here that's in the bunch is a United Composite. This is a 900 Wahoo, the CE, the composite series. I really like composite rods, as opposed to like all graphite rods. So even with United Composite, I like their CE series. This one is really stiff. It's meant to fish 50 pounds and all the bigger jigs. And I hardly ever take it out. Like I mentioned earlier, I don't really fish those bigger jigs, but it's an awesome rod. And UC blanks are really skinny. So if you make them deckhand style, they tend to be on the skinny side. You would have to lay down the cork tape and then tuna cord over it to make it a little thick. But they're perfect because they're skinny. They're perfect to put hypalon and a reel seat, much like a bait rod. And I've always wanted to do that with a jig stick, because it's convenient to put on reels and things like that. So I actually have a few more white blanks that I have out getting wrapped right now. So when those are ready, I'll make a video about those. So this guy will have a few more white blanks to join it. I really do like the white blanks. I just don't find enough of them that are catered to my type of fishing. All right, now we get into the 9-footers that are not jig sticks. Although you can throw a surface iron on these if you like. So here I have a Daiwa Proteus 9-footer. This definitely has a stout tip enough, a tip stout enough to cast surface iron. But I use these for poppers and stick baits and plastics. So this rod is really versatile for that. Next up is a Shimano Terramar. This is a 90 medium heavy, and it's awesome for the small to the medium poppers. The larger popper I tend to throw with the Proteus, but this one is perfect with the small to medium ones. And then, last but not least, my Phoenix. I've had this for quite a while. It's a 908 MH, and this used to be the only a stick I have to throw poppers and plastics and everything else until I got those other two. But it still works great, and this is one of the better Phoenix rods in my opinion. So if you're looking for a rod to throw the small poppers for when the tuna show up this summer, the school-side yellowfin tuna, this would be a great stick for it. Put a Lexa 300 on it or a Tranx 400, and you're good to go. Okay, next up are the 8-footers, and the first batch of 8-footers I'm going to cover are the 6480. Once you get into fish in Southern California, 6480 is a really popular model. All the rod manufacturers have them. It started with I think the Saber 6480 back in the old days, and then CalStar followed suit with their 6480, and now Seeker has their own, and even Phoenix, for some of you guys that don't really know about it, it's a little known blank. So here we go. This is the Super Seeker 6480. This one is their Salty Crew wrapped. So it's wrapped by Salty Crew. So this is an 6480H, I think is the actual blank, and you can use this for 30 to 40 pound bait applications, or you can use it for 40 pound like Colt Sniper type jig or yo-yo, 6X Junior type yo-yo for yellowtail. Be great for that. The one next to it is its bigger brother. This is the 6480XH. It's rated 40 to 80. I'm sorry, 40 to 60, and it's really stout. Most guys fish 50 on it, but I think you can really fish 60 on this as well. So 60 pound bait or 60 pound flat fall for the bigger bluefin. I'll definitely be able to handle that. All right, these are the Phoenix 6480 blanks. They didn't make any complete rods with them, and you're not gonna find these blanks on their website. They just made a few years ago, maybe 5 years ago, and some shops have them. Sam in Island Tackles used to have a few. I'm not sure if he does anymore, but they're awesome. They're great for fishing 30 to about 30 pound bait is where I fish most of it, and sometimes I'll throw Colt Snipers on them, and I'll use 40 pound leaders, but mostly 30 pound bait is where you want to use it at. It has great action. So this is the one that I always use, and this is another one. It's the exact same one. I've never used this one. This is brand new. So these are the two that I have. All right, next we're talking about the lighter bait sticks here, and these are also 8-footers. It's right here. It's actually 8 and 8.5. This one is a Seeker FD85. It's a Super Seeker. FD stands for Fisherman's Depot. That's a shop in Bellflower that has some specific blanks made for them. And this FD85 is perfect for lighter bait. I fish 15 on it, which is perfect. It has a great action on the tip. It doesn't have a lot of pulling power, so if you're hooked up to something big, it's tough to pull. But for yellows and local stuff, it's awesome. All right, next up in the bait stick category is this Cowstar 800 XLH graph fighter. This is perfect for 20 pound tests, and that's what I use it for. And it has a lot of lifting power. Tip is awesome, so you can cast really light bait, anchovies to sardines, no problem. And like I said, it's pretty stiff on the back end, so you'll be able to catch tuna up to 40 pound, no problem on this rod. Plenty of pulling power. It's one of the best Southern California bait rods. So you get a chance out there, get it. It's the Cowstar Graph Fighter 800 XLH. This one is custom wrap. You can also get it in the factory wrap style. This one I picked up. It's an Axis Phoenix Axis bait rod. It's a 820 ml. I like the Axis so much, those 6480, that I wanted to give another Axis a try. So I got this rod to fish 20 pound bait as well. The same category as the Cowstar. And as you can see, the tag is still on. I haven't used it, so I'll be using it this year and see how it goes. This one I'm looking forward to using. I have not used it. It's a Seeker SJ85. So with the way the bend, the way the action looks, it looks to be perfect 25 to 30 pound bait. Maybe a good sea bass rod. It has a really parabolic action on the top end. So I'm looking forward to using this. One of the white blanks that I'm getting wrapped right now is an SJ90. So I'll be using that for light jig stick. So I'll feature those white rods when they're available, so you guys can check them out. But yeah, if you guys Any of you guys have used this blank, SJ85, comment below and then let me know how you like it. Like I said, I plan to use this this season, maybe fishing white sea bass. All right, now we're getting to the classic rods. These are all fiberglass rods, whereas all the previous ones are the more modern composite rods with a mix of graphite and fiberglass, with some all graphite. These are all fiberglass. Let's start with this one. This one I had wrapped but have never fished it. It's a Fenwick 966. Back in the old days, I would probably use this for 12-pound tests with to fly line anchovies for bass and stuff like that. So it's a pretty neat rod. I don't think I'm going to have an opportunity to fish it going forward though. So it's just something something that's neat to have in my collection. Next up is a Roddy. This is an 8-foot Roddy. I don't know what the model number is. I picked this up at a swap meet, and it's great. I would say it would be great for 15-pound tests, maybe even 20. I've fished this before, and it was pretty neat. I'll try to fit it in this year on a trip, maybe a trip to the fishing calico bass or something. But it seems like a pretty neat rod. This one is a Connellan 8-foot, and don't know what the model number is, but it has great action, great bend. This can definitely fish 20, maybe even 25. So I fished this quite a bit, and I actually lent this to a friend who caught a few yellowfin tuna on it this past year or maybe the year before. So it can definitely work. I'll definitely be fishing this rod this year at some point. And here are the next couple of rods are True Line. These are a lot of guys collect these classic rods. I'm not so much of a collector. I just like fishing them. So I have a couple just to fish. This one is a True Line 36. This is actually really good action on this rod. Also really good glass on this blank. So I like this rod a lot. I'll be trying to take it out this year. This is perfect for a fly line in about 30-pound, 25 to 30-pound tests. Perfect for that. This is a True Line D8. Back in the old days, the D8 is a classic jig stick. These days, not too many people use 8-foot rods for jig sticks, so not too many guys use them anymore for that. But people still use them for 30-pound bait, 40-pound bait type rods. This one is on the lighter D8, so I would probably use it for bait or maybe a Taddy C for barracuda and stuff like that. I'll try to get it out. I'll take it out once in a while. Like you can see here, it has really nice bend. So these are my classic rods, and I love each and every one of them. And I'll try to fish them more often this year. All right, here's another 8-foot bait rod. This one is a factory rod from Shimano. It's Teres 80 mH. It's a fairly common rod to get. So you guys don't want to get a custom rod or any of the Southern California rods, you can get something like this, and it'd be great for about 25 to 30-pound fly line is what I use it for. You can get a used one for pretty good price as well. And then these two are my 7-footers. I like to use 7-footers for the heavier application. This is a rain shadow rod, custom built, and I use this for 40-pound yo-yo. As you can see, it's pretty stout. So I use this for yo-yo for yellows or flat fall for tuna, and it works great for that. And down here is another White Tiger rod. As you can see, there's a White Tiger sticker again. This one is a 70XH. It's rated 40 to 60, but it's definitely on the heavy side. You can easily fish 60 with this, and that's what I do. I fish 60 with this for the bigger bluefin, whether with bait or a big flat fall, and it works great for that application. So yeah, there you go. Most of my rods, like I mentioned, fall in this range: 9 feet, 8 feet, and a couple of 7-footers that I use for the heavier applications. I hope you guys enjoy that overview, and go out there and get yourself a few rods, and I hope you have a great season.